So there's what it looks like, all exposed. I don't see any crazy damage. Um, Besides the wiring we talked about, the grounds are still attached. So if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure it doesn't run because of a bunch of wires being chopped right here, which is a common problem when you get a wrecked Mustang. They always get cut right here on the frame. Somehow the intercooler survived, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna leak at some point. So we're gonna go ahead and upgrade this to the Whipple EcoBoost upgrade. And I was wrong earlier. These do come with a separate cooler for the transmission, and it survived as well. And it's almost straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug that back up and fix that wiring, and we're gonna see if it runs. Alright, so last night I played with the wiring a little bit and I hooked up all the broken wires temporarily. Obviously, this is all going to get repaired properly, but I want to get this thing running. That's the main goal. And last night I got it to crank, but it doesn't fire, and turns out the fuel pump is not kicking on. But that's because all the airbags blew. So there's a code stored in one of the modules that doesn't let the fuel pump kick on with the key on. That's a problem. I did check the fuses, did find 3 blown fuses, which was one for power seats, the other one was for the wipers, and the third one was completely useless as far as fuel pump. So there is a stored code somewhere. I'm not showing it anywhere when I scan the car, but it looks like it may be in the BCM or PCM. I'm not sure yet. It's a 22 Mustang, so let me know in the comments what you think it is. But I did go ahead and pick up a new battery along with some oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the oil because I did check the oil and it's on the low. The car is lifted up, but that's very low. Alright, so here's a quick little update on the 2022 Mustang 2.3 EcoBoost. I've been fighting this thing for days, and Molly's been helping me. She's a good dog. Right, Molly? You good? Alright. So, I was to a point where I was about to buy a whole new harness for, like, including the fuse box and the harness that goes inside, to the BCM and to the ABS module because of all of this. You know, I found about 8 to 10 broken wires, and then some of them were a little bit pinched. Nothing crazy, it's all repairable. But I was to a point where I was about to go ahead and spend that $900 to $1,000 from the dealer and get the whole brand new harness because I was running out of options. And then I even went ahead and removed the loom all the way to this side, even though the car was wrecked on this side and all the damage was here. I just wanted to double check, and while I was doing that, I actually ended up damaging 2 wires myself and temporarily got those connected. So then I started blaming the BCM. Now, the BCM is inside the vehicle, but I started thinking maybe because the windshield's busted, maybe water got in, even though everything looks dry inside, no water inside the car. I started looking at the BCM, it looked fine, everything was good, went ahead and ordered one. So I ended up ordering a used BCM off eBay with the exact same part number of a 2022 Mustang convertible 2.3 EcoBoost, right? I install it, program both keys, everything goes good, still can't get rid of the PATS codes. PCM just keeps turning off. You can key on, it'll stay on for about 30 seconds, and if you try to do anything else, it just turns the PCM off. Checked the relays, checked all the fuses multiple times. Everything looks good, besides the 3 blown fuses, which I changed at the beginning. Those were for the driver's seat, convertible top, and something else, which is completely, you know, irrelevant as far as starting the engine. So then I started blaming the PCM. You know, all the wires here check out. The PCM was not hit. The bracket, however, that holds the PCM, it is plastic on the EcoBoost. I don't know what years, but on this one, 22, it's a plastic bracket that holds the PCM. And the bracket was broken, and the PCM was slightly out of place. It never got hit with anything. I mean, we can go back and look at the videos, and everything, you know, was kind of smashed, but the PCM was not touched. But then I'm like, okay, so 3, 4, 5, 10 wires got cut right here and probably shorted something out. So then I'm like, maybe the ABS module is bad because they all communicate with each other, even though I don't think the ABS on this car has a VIN, but still they communicate, obviously. And I was getting steering codes. So then I disconnected the steering rack completely and just started unplugging things, and that didn't help me much either. And what I've noticed was when I moved the PCM around, the original PCM, it would sort of stay on longer. So I'm like, okay, the PCM probably is fried internally. It turns on, then something gets hot inside on the motherboard or whatever, and it just turns it off. It cuts the relay off and it just turns it off, and I can't program anything. I couldn't program the PCM at all. So then I got a used one off eBay, exact same part number, 2022 Mustang convertible EcoBoost, exact same part number. Put that in, still couldn't get any communication. Almost gave up on the car. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna end this project like I do with the rest of them. Just kidding. I was lost. I was lost, and I had to get my friend Smokey involved. He's a wiring specialist, and he can do programming and all that on the bench on these PCMs. And he came over, hooked up with the IDS because mine's out of date. I need to renew that. He hooked up actually FDRS and still couldn't program the PCM on the vehicle, which was weird. So there still could be a wiring problem. But then Smokey goes, hey, how about I just take your original BCM, the new BCM, the original PCM and the new PCM and take them and try to program them on the bench. I was like, hey, that's, you know, last resort. Like, I have no other options. The car's just taking up space. Don't want to take it outside because it's disassembled. So he did that. He took it, and this is the used PCM off eBay with the exact same part number. He was able to program that on the bench to the VIN number. Couldn't do it on the car, but did it on the bench. So then I'm like, hey, let me get that new used BCM and plug in the old BCM into the car, and then try to go through the key programming and all that and see if the PCM stays on. At least that'll give me a sign that, hey, the PC, you know, something did change. And guess what? I was able to program both keys. Was able to get rid of the PATS codes. The PCM stayed on with the key on. It never turned off. And I was like, no way. And guess what? Today, the car started. So right now I have a brand new battery that's fully charged once again because I drained it like 10 times. I was to a point where maybe the new battery was bad. No, it wasn't. So recharged it. Have the used PCM programmed to the car. Wiring's still a mess. I'm going to zip that up in a little bit before I take it to the frame guy. And guess what? Boom. She runs. So there you have it. After fighting it for days, it finally runs. And I actually did bypass the radiator just so I can run it a few seconds longer. And then, you know, I can have the coolant cycling. It doesn't run great because I am missing the boost sensor at this point, and then the blow-off valve connector is broken, and then the vacuum pump over here or something is broken. So it doesn't run great, but there is communication with everything, and it runs. Engine's good. Transmission, let's hope it's good. Obviously didn't get hit anywhere. And I was able to clear most of the codes after I changed the PCM. Now, what's the next step? I guess sort of put this wiring back together the way it's supposed to be. I'm not gonna 100% complete it all, just in case I have to go back and fix some stuff. But I do want to get rid of this bird's nest and sort of have it in one piece, because if I do take it to a frame guy or I do it myself, I don't want to damage any of this wiring, or when I'm cutting over here and drilling and all that, I don't want to damage any more of this wiring. That being said, I'm gonna end this video because it's already getting too long. I just didn't want to post it without getting this thing running, because I didn't know if I wanted to continue this build or not, because if the engine doesn't run, there's no point doing the rest of the work because it doesn't run or drive. So let me know in the comments if I should just cut this piece out myself and splice it, or just take it to a frame guy and have it done right. Because it looks like, to me, it looks like everything's in place here as far as the strut towers. Nothing got bent. It just got ripped off right here on the spot welds. So all of that just needs to be replaced. But I do want to double check all the dimensions like I mentioned earlier and make sure this thing's squared and is going to drive straight, which it will, because the strut tower is in place.